when we talk about a material handler, I went to Indeed.com, which is truly my font of wisdom for all job descriptions, and said, what is the technical definition of a material handler? And I really like the summary being maintains production, distribution of product by pulling orders, delivering production materials and supplies, and staging finished products. And so I've sort of reframed this webinar to touch on some of these topics, because when we look at materials management, we have inbound and outbound operations. There's typically some quality in the middle there in terms of the disposition of defective items. And then we have our inventory operations, which glue the inbound and the outbound together. The inventory operations truly become almost the spine of the company. Because if we are not managing our materials effectively and efficiently, everything gets slowed down, bogged down, frustration is high, and there's a tremendous amount of do-over and rework. And although it's not typically thought of as being part of the job of the material handler, typically people feel like material handlers get to live with the item masters and bills of materials that are created. I have found value in material handlers being involved in the release of new products, if nothing else, knowing what a new product, so this is a workspace in D365, which is release product maintenance, where I'm showing we have 11 new products that are going to be used within the company. And I can click on that tile and get a list of them. And in my view, this is where material management should get involved and making sure that those items have the correct location, stocking policy, boxing policies. If we're going to be using advanced warehouse, do I have the correct pick and put workflows assigned to that item? Are there any special handling instructions, MSDS data, hazardous data that all needs to be included in there? The released product stopped, it also becomes important. If we've stopped it for purchasing, that means we're no longer creating purchase orders for that item, but what are we doing with purchase items that are inbound coming onto our dock from previously created purchase orders? So that gives us an idea for a heads up for receiving. The same thing, release products stop for inventory. These are items we no longer wish to inventory. So what are we going to be doing with those items? Do we scrap them? Do we continue using them until we run out? Do we throw them away? You know, what's happening with those? So the management of new items as well as the manufacturing associated with those new items, to me, is an important part of material handling, where we have a production item we've released, but it doesn't have a bill of material. And at some point in time, there's going to be a production order created for this item, and it's not going to have a bill of material. And everybody's going to stare at the material handlers like they should be fabricating this stuff out of thin air. So these are clues or data points that are a dashboard, if you would, that will enable the material handlers to really quickly and efficiently get their arms around the back office changes that have occurred around items, and that they become active participants in the data chain and the product lifecycle management, instead of the recipients of incomplete or data that's not optimized for how you have your warehousing laid out, or you wish to work with new items.